Well, good afternoon. I'm so excited to be joining the Grid Enhancing Technology Summit. Preparing our grid for the clean energy future is more important than ever. An efficient and resilient electric grid can help lower energy costs for families who need it right now. It can ensure American security and independence, and it is crucial in our efforts to address the climate crisis. We have no time to waste in these efforts. The latest IPCC report said that we must peak global heat trapping pollution by 2025, and that we do have the technologies to slash it in half by 2030. But meeting these goals requires a giant effort, as well as a strong and efficient grid. Thankfully, we do have the technologies available to make it happen, and we have a strong workforce to help deploy these technologies. That includes all of you here today. Your work to upgrade our grid through advanced transmission technologies will help us expand clean energy and lower costs for families. So I am grateful for everything that you are doing. Investing in clean technologies makes economic sense. A strong and resilient grid can reduce costs faced by neighborhoods after disasters hit, and it can do it in a way that's cost effective. Investing today in climate mitigation will reduce the cost of climate change in the future, which is all the more reason for us to invest right now. Clean technologies will also reduce energy costs for families and workers. By helping more Americans run their homes and businesses with cheap renewable energy, we can reduce their dependence on expensive fossil fuels. We can help more Americans charge their car right at home instead of paying $4 and $5 a gallon at the pump, and we can lower their bills by making homes more energy efficient. Thanks to the clean energy investments in our reconciliation bill, families could save up to $500 a year on their utility bills. And they will save even more as Congress keeps working to support electrifying appliances, furnaces, and water heaters. These cost-saving investments are crucial in light of Vladimir Putin's war of aggression in Ukraine. The resulting increase in energy prices is further proof that we've got to move away from fossil fuels as soon as possible. Deploying renewables at home will weaken despots abroad, and it will help America and our allies achieve energy independence. So how do we keep making progress on these goals? We know the electricity sector is the linchpin of economy-wide decarbonization. With a clean power sector, we can electrify vehicles, buildings, and industry. So we need utilities to move urgently towards clean sources of energy. Thankfully, we are seeing more and more utilities integrating record levels of affordable and abundant renewable energy. In fact, just last month, California met nearly 100% of its electricity needs for an entire day with renewable energy, with nearly 2/3 coming from solar power. That's the progress that we want to see across America. It's time for utilities to move to accommodating two-way power flows and hardening the grid to prepare communities for extreme weather events. Plus, there are many communities on the front lines that must see investments and benefits of clean energy. And here's another reason to act with urgency. America's electric grid is at least a half century old, and much of it is nearing the end of its useful life. We cannot rely on yesterday's grid to electrify our future. That's been a deadly proposition from Puerto Rico to Texas to California and more, which is why grid enhancing technologies are so important. Currently, Americans are overpaying billions in their energy bills due to transmission congestion. We can change that with commercially available advanced transmission technologies, which can move more electricity over existing infrastructure. These technologies are no longer just ideas or pilot projects. They are ready for full-scale deployment. That includes sensor and software solutions like dynamic line ratings and topology optimization software. And it includes hardware solutions like advanced power flow controllers and advanced conductors. Deploying these technologies today gives us near-term solutions for climate mitigation and resilience. And it will have an immediate impact as we keep on working on longer-term challenges like resolving interconnection queues, expanding regional electricity markets, and building new transmission lines. That's why I'm committed to knocking down the regulatory barriers that are standing in the way of advanced transmission technologies. That means incentivizing technologies that help reduce congestion on transmission lines to save consumers money. Means equitably allocating network upgrade cost among all beneficiaries. And it means bringing more wind and solar to the grid by clearing out the backlogs in the interconnection queues. To that end, I'm proud to have introduced the Efficient Grid Interconnection Act, which would enable every American to access abundant and affordable renewable energy. And I'm proud of the progress that we've made through President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law, which included $3 billion for grid flexibility technologies through the Smart Grid Investment Matching Grant Program. We know we have so much more to do, and the urgency of the climate crisis demands it. So thank you for being here today, and let's keep making progress.